Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the next session of economics. I hope that you had a great week. And before we discuss, let me tell you what we are going to discuss today. Today we'll be discussing some important aspects of economics, like as I have started my discussion on micro and macro economics. But before that, let me just remind you that last class what we have done. So last class, dear students, we have tried to understand the definitions, okay? If you remember, last class we have tried to understand the definitions of economics, okay? And we have understood the definitions under 4 categories, that is wealth. This is only for your just reminding: welfare, scarcity, and growth. Okay? Now see, last class we have already had a very elaborate and detailed discussion on this part of, that is, we have discussed very clearly the definition part. Then after discussing the definition part, I have started my discussion regarding micro and macroeconomics. Micro and macroeconomics, which we will be discussing today. Is it clear? If you remember, we have started a discussion on micro and macroeconomics, and I have told you that both this concept, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics, are discussed in 2 different levels, where micro means very small and macro means big. So the word micro, let us first discuss, try to understand what is micro. Okay, this is microeconomics. Okay, please try to understand the levels. These are the 2 different levels of economics. One is micro and macro. When I am saying micro, remember that the word micro has come from a Greek word known as micros. Okay, micros. This is a Greek word. Micros says that a small part or a millionth part is known as micro. Now what is microeconomics? I have already earlier told you that the study of economics has been divided into 2 basic parts. One is your micro studies or the microeconomics, which we commonly call, and the other one is the macroeconomics. Now microeconomics is what? Microeconomics is the study of economics which deals with the behavior of the individual units, or a consumer, or a producer, or for example maybe a firm, okay, or an industry, or an individual. Okay, so what is microeconomics? Microeconomics is when we are trying to study the concept of economics or the process of economics in a very small way, or in a very where the scope or where the level is very small. Say for example, we are talking about the behavior of individual, or we are discussing about a particular firm, or we are discussing about particular industry, or we are discussing about the smaller units, then it is known as microeconomics. Okay, and microeconomics also tries to explain that what are the economical activities or what are the processes that can give the best or maximum satisfaction to an individual or a firm or an industry. Is it clear? So please try to understand that when we are saying about microeconomics is again a level of economics where we are understanding economics in a where the scope is very less, and it is said that in microeconomics we are actually trying to understand the behavior of an individual person or the behavior of a consumer. Okay, you can say a consumer, or we are trying to understand about a firm, or we are trying to discuss about an industry, how the industry functions, what are the processes, and how best it can give the satisfaction. So little bit elaborate definition was given by K.E. Boulding. You can just remember this name. K.E. Boulding has given a very appropriate definition of economics. He says that microeconomics is a study of particular firm or household, individual, which deals with prices, wages, incomes, individual industries, and the particular commodities. So what exactly KE Boulding? KE Boulding is trying to say that the study, as I have already explained you, microeconomics deals with a particular household. It may be like when we are discussing about the wages, prices, expenses of a household, that is also microeconomics. Suppose we are discussing, suppose there is an industry. Suppose consider this is an industry A or a firm A. When we are discussing about the price, wages, industrial process, okay, of this firm, then also it will call as a microeconomics concept. Okay, and the scope of microeconomics is that we can understand the theory of distribution channel, we can discuss or we can understand the growth of an industry, we can understand the consumption of the industry, or we can understand the economic welfare of the people, or we can understand that how the concept or how the process of economic operations are helpful or are appropriate in a small industry where the maximum satisfaction can be attained or the maximum what consumption can be done at the end. So as we have already discussed that economics is nothing but a study where we are trying to understand the complex process of production, distribution and consumption. So similarly when I am saying that in microeconomics we are focusing or we are concerned, माने हम लोग माइक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स में क्या हम लोग माइक्रो माने छोटा, तो उसमें हम लोग क्या डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, वी आर पर्टिकुलरली हाईलाइटिंग अ स्मॉल फर्म और मे बी अ हाउस होल्ड और अ स्मॉल इंडस्ट्री भी हो सकता है. तो जब हम लोग इकोनॉमिकल एक्टिविटी उस इंडस्ट्री के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, जैसे उसका प्राइसिंग फैक्टर क्या है, क्या वेजेस दिया जाता है, क्या प्रोडक्शन होता है, उस प्रोडक्शन से कैसे satisfaction, what kind of satisfaction are the person deriving. So when we are trying to understand all these things, it is known as microeconomics. Okay, so keep in mind that micro means small, where our scope is limited to an industry, a firm, a household, or a small setup. Is it clear? I hope you understand. Then let us think of what is macroeconomics. So macroeconomics is just the opposite. Okay, ठीक है. So macroeconomics, macro means large. Again this is a Greek word. Okay, from Greek word this word has come which means large, bada. Here we have seen what microeconomics is something which we are discussing in small or which is confined to an industry, or we are जैसे कि हम लोग खाली इंडस्ट्री को लेके बात कर रहे हैं या किसी फॉर्म को लेके बात कर रहे हैं या किसी कोई छोटा सा यूनिट लेके हम लोग जब इकोनॉमिक्स के बारे में डिस्कस करें तो उसको हम लोग माइक्रो बोलते हैं. पर जब मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स इज कमिंग इनटू हाईलाइट, देन वी आर सेइंग मैक्रो मींस बिग और लार्ज. सो मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स इज आल्सो a word derived from the Greek word macros. A Greek word है macros, वहीं से ये word derive किया गया है which means large or you can say big. Is it clear? So macroeconomics means what? Large or big. And macroeconomics में क्या होता है, हम लोग यहाँ पे एक इंडस्ट्री के बारे में नहीं डिस्कस करें कि या हम लोग एक फॉर्म के बारे में नहीं डिस्कस करें या हम लोग कोई हाउस होल्ड के बारे में डिस्कस नहीं करें. यहाँ पे मैक्रो माने we are discussing the economy of the entire nation. It is a discussion of the economic activities of a nation, of a big industry, or you can say a big firm. So here the nation comes into consideration, or you can say big industry setup. Okay, big industries. So these are coming under the concept of macro. And macroeconomics deals with different concepts like employment, total output, total consumption. Okay, please remember here we are discussing about total employment. Okay, ये सब concept हम लोग यहाँ पे total income क्या है. Total income means when we are considering the income of the nation. Then total consumption क्या है. Okay, all these things we are discussing in macro. So what we are trying to discuss in micro, we are discussing only the concepts or the you can say the processes of economical activities in a small way. But when it comes to macro, we are trying to understand that here we are focusing on the nation's total income, total employment generation, consumption of goods, and it is also concerned with the output. What is the total output? Okay, so what is the total output produced? Okay, total output produced by the nation and how it is consumed. Is it clear? So total output produced and consumed we are discussing in macroeconomics. The scope of macroeconomics deals with national income, total employment, then how the employment can be generated, what are the different prices, what are the levels of prices, how these prices can be adjusted, then what is the economic growth, okay, and how the economic growth can be understood, what are the distribution channels, okay, and how to formulate. Even macroeconomics helps you to understand that how to formulate better economic plans. See, I will give a small example. India is a country which is no doubt is growing and is a well developed country, but again there are certain factors, ऐसे कुछ challenges भी रहते हैं या ऐसे कुछ factors भी होते हैं जिसके वजह से हम लोग का economic equilibrium disturb हो जाता है. Now see, for example, now this lockdown is going on, as you know, industries are shut down, okay, businesses were shut down. Now it is slowly running, but businesses were shut down for a long period of time, and now the private business houses which have been opened, still the business is not running in that way. So you see what kind of output will be generated. When we are talking about the, देखो हम लोग जब बात करें total output के बारे में, okay, suppose the industry was making 1 crore business, okay, please try to understand. Suppose the industry was making 1 crore business during the normal days. Now in this economic crisis, or you can say actually it is not an economic crisis, but the crisis of coronavirus has directly impacted the economic process and we are running a deep crisis. So now what has happened is business ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है, आउटपुट जनरेट नहीं हो रहा है, तो क्या हो रहा है कि इंडस्ट्रीज का प्रॉफिट भी डिक्रीज. सपोज एक इंडस्ट्री साल भर में 1 करोड़ इनकम कर रहा है टोटल आउटपुट, नाउ द आउटपुट इज ओनली 50 lakhs or 40 lakhs like this. So there is a big loss. So the study of economic helps us that how we can plan more profitable or more viable economic plannings can be made, how we can think of pushing the sectors in such a way. देखिए अब ऐसा है कि we have to sustain, okay, now in this crisis we have to sustain. हमको income generation करना है, business चलाना है, खर्च भी करना है और satisfaction भी चाहिए. तो ऐसे crisis में we have to think that कौन सा बिजनेस में हम लोग इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं जहाँ पे आउटपुट कुछ ज्यादा हो और जहाँ से इनकम ज्यादा हो, एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट हो सकेगा और वहां से फायदा भी है. सो द स्टडी ऑफ मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स इज एक्चुअली हियर इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स हेल्प्स यू टू मेक अ इफेक्टिव प्लान. फॉर एग्जांपल यू सी ऐसे क्राइसिस में नाउ यू कैन गिव इंपॉर्टेंस टू एग्रीकल्चर. इफ एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड को हम लोग कुछ ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देके इन्वेस्टमेंट करके एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर को डेवलप कर पाएंगे, देन आई थिंक आवर इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट विल बी ह्यूज. Or suppose we are giving importance to research, science, okay, suppose we are giving more importance to life science, क्योंकि देखिए अभी जैसा हाल हुआ है, जैसे कोरोना वायरस के स्प्रेड के बाद जो कंडीशंस है, now we have to look for more research in the line of life sciences. So these things should be given more importance so that the economic stability can be maintained. So कहने का ये है कि एक्चुअली द ऑब्जेक्टिव इज दैट मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स इज सच अ इकोनॉमिक्स वेयर वी आर ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड द इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन challenges at a macro level, that is a large level. Therefore I told we are discussing the concepts like total income, okay, and total consumption, total employment generation. These things we are discussing just because we are trying to understand the national economy as such. Is it clear? So, and see, when we are talking about the economic cycle or when we will be talking about the economic situation, there are hundreds of challenges as I told you. Not only challenges, but there are many fluctuations. देखिए economic condition हमेशा ठीक नहीं रहेगा। कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि बिजनेस में भी लॉस होता है। सपोज आई एम डूइंग अ बिजनेस, सो देयर इज नो गारंटी ऑलवेज आई विल हैव अ प्रॉफिट। समटाइम्स व्हाट विल हैपन, कभी कभी घाटा भी होगा, लॉस भी होगा। तो हाउ आई एम गोइंग टू पैच अप और व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू सो दैट आई कैन सस्टेन। बिकॉज अगर लॉस हुआ तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम बिजनेस क्लोज कर दे और काम सम बंद कर दे। लॉस may be there, but again you have to think that how to what patch up that loss or how to find other ways and out so that the business can run. So all this thing is being taught by economics, that is macroeconomics. Is it clear? So I hope that by this the small example you are clear that microeconomics is the study of economics where we are discussing the concept of economics at the household level or a firm or industry. But when again it comes to macroeconomics, here we are trying to understand the economics of the national front, that is we are discussing the national income, total output generation, total employment, total expenditure, total consumption, and here we are considering all the industries and all the business houses as the total output. So something which we are discussing at a larger scale is macro, something which we are discussing at a smaller way, that is the microeconomics. So this is the basic difference between micro and macroeconomics. So I hope it is clear with you. Okay, so keep in mind that micro means chota, small, and macro means which is big or more. And both micro and macroeconomics दोनों studies के कुछ scope है, they are having scope and significance. Significance means importance, because both micro and macroeconomics are helping us to generate new policies, formulate new policies, understand the economic crisis, okay, helps us to make better plans and help us to take better decisions for the economic stability of the country. Is it clear? Okay, then next we'll move to, देखिए ये हो गया आपका micro and macroeconomics. Next we'll be discussing today is the approach. Actually, as I have told you and as we have already discussed the theory concept and the definition of economics, today I'll tell you what is the difference between traditional approach of economics and modern. Okay, traditional approach and modern approach. This is your traditional approach, okay, and this is your modern approach. So as we have already discussed and I have given you many examples like what is economics, why we are studying economics, the importance of economics, ये सब चीज हम लोग already discuss कर चुके हैं. And we have also tried to understand that the economic study is a complex social science. Please remember this. ठीक है? तो study of economics is a complex social science where we are thinking of generating wealth, where we are thinking of production using different techniques, technology, organization, money and everything, and we are producing the goods and services. So we cannot only say goods, but there are services in the society, in the country. We are producing the goods and services, then we are thinking of the distribution of goods and services, and finally we are thinking of the consumption. Okay, who will consume? People like you and me. आप और हम goods and services consume करेंगे, तो हम लोग क्या होंगे? Consumer. So we as the consumers will be consuming the products or consuming the goods and services, and for the what is the purpose? Here the purpose is to derive maximum satisfaction or to derive the benefit by using the goods and services. So this is the basic funda of economics. Now little bit I'll tell you what is the traditional and modern approach. Now the traditional approach of economics, which was a old approach you can say, was believing that the study of economics is a social science where it considered human being as a rational being. Okay, and the traditional economics always had a view that some wealth should be generated and the wealth has to be spent in the society for the people and for the welfare. Are you getting my point? देखिए ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच क्या बोल रहा है? ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच बोल रहा है कि द स्टडी ऑफ इकोनॉमिक ओनली डील्स विद जनरेशन ऑफ वेल्थ, एज आई टोल्ड यू प्रोडक्शन. ओके, जनरेशन ऑफ वेल्थ, वेल्थ कैसे जनरेट होगा और वो वेलफेयर या बेनिफिट कैसे देगा लोगों को जो सोसाइटी में रहते हैं। तो वो ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच का सोचना यही है कि वेल्थ जनरेशन होना चाहिए। बट मॉडर्न अप्रोच, व्हेन मॉडर्न अप्रोच केम, सी ट्रेडिशनल अप्रोच एज आई टोल्ड यू इज generation of wealth. Okay, remember these 2 points, generation of wealth and welfare. तो ये दोनों चीज है important for your traditional. But when it comes to modern approach क्या बोल रहा है? Modern approach processes little bit thinking. Modern approach says that the study of economics is not only confined to production or generation of wealth, but it also includes taking economic decisions, analyzing the factors of production, understanding the economic problems, then discussion in such a way that economics can be used in a positive way. Okay, so modern economics is trying to understand actually what is the problem. Okay, क्या क्या problems है and how to solve the problem. How to solve the problem using study of economics. ठीक है, तो please try to understand this. The traditional approach of economics is a very narrow approach because see traditional approach क्या बोल रहा है? Traditional approach बोल रहा है कि हम लोग को wealth produce करना है और उस wealth के use से हम लोग को welfare generate करना है. Okay, there should be some consumption and welfare. But modern economics said that no, economics does not mean only generation of wealth. Economics means that how we can be successful in solving the economic problems. Okay, how we will go for some better plans, how we will go for development of economic tools, how we will go for development of such theories and such strategies. Okay, so that the economic situation will remain intact and there will be stability. Okay, and the modern approach says that economics is a positive science. But traditional approach क्या बोल रहा है? Traditional approach is considering this as a social science. Okay, but here modern economics says this is a positive science, positive and normative science. क्यों ये positive और normative है? क्योंकि why positive? Because using modern approaches we are able to understand the economic problems, we are able to solve the problems and we are able to develop better economic tools for the development of the nation or the country. So ये दोनों फर्क है between traditional and modern economics. Okay, but we are going to understand the traditional economics and modern economics both, but we are trying to give more focus on what is your traditional modern economics, because modern economics is the economics only which tries to tell you that how economics can be used in a normal way, and that is normative science, how economics can be used in a positive way so that the problems which are coming in the way can be well solved or the challenges can be faced. Like I was saying you right now, as now we are undergoing a very crisis situation, crisis in a way that due to a particular disease of coronavirus we have been affected very badly. देखिए कोरोना वायरस तो डायरेक्टली हम लोग पर इम्पैक्ट कर चुका है, हेल्थ हजार्ड्स आर देयर, प्रॉब्लम्स आर देयर, बट अगेन द बिजनेस इज आल्सो डाउन, देयर इज अ क्रैश. ओके, क्राइसिस सब जगह पे चल रहा है, बिजनेस ठीक से नहीं चल रहा है, इनकम जनरेट नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, even people are losing their jobs. If you go through the newspaper, if you go through television and news, many sectors what they are doing is, or many private houses, they are removing the people from the job. Why? Because there is no generation, there is no production process, there is no generation of income. So how they are going to sustain? Okay, so वो लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? अपने employees को remove कर रहे हैं. They are removing the people from the employment. So that is again a very big crisis for, or a big headache for the country. So all these things we can understand because of the concept of this economics, and therefore I am saying modern economics is a positive economics which helps us to understand the problem. Not only understanding the problem, but how to solve the problem is also very remarkable. Is it clear? Okay. Then we'll discuss today another part. Okay, so I hope you understood what is macro micro, and you understood what is what traditional or what the modern approach of economics is actually trying to say you. Achha. Now we are going to discuss that actually what does economics talk about. Okay, what does economics talk about? Okay, so already I have told you the concept. Now we will discuss what does economy actually talk about. See, economics talks about production. I have told you we are discussing the concept of production using technology, technique, money, different factors of production. Maybe it is produced in a farm or an industry, or it is produced in a factory, but a production process has to take place. The goods or services produced is again distributed using different channels of distribution. This we have already discussed. And finally, the goods and what services need to be consumed. Consume means kya hai? Use. So it has to be consumed by the people like you and me, or the consumers, for the maximum satisfaction. So this is an ongoing cycle. Okay. So now we will try to understand what does actually economics talk about. See, economic talks about like what to produce. Like हम लोग को first question आ रहा है what to produce. क्या produce करना है? What to produce? This is a big question mark. Okay. What to produce? Like, see, we are having different resources around us. As I have told you, India is a country which is rich in mineral resources. Even Odisha is a state which is rich in मिनरल. देखिए रिसोर्सेस हम लोग के पास में है. ओके, वी हैव रिसोर्सेस. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस. लाइक रिसोर्सेस आर देयर. ओके, now what we are going to produce using these resources? Remember again that resources are again limited. We are having resources but limited resources. तो we have to think, और हम लोग को सोचना है कि हम लोग को प्रोड्यूस क्या करना है और किसके लिए करना है, कितना करना है, and whether what is produced will be beneficial or not. See, for example, I tell you, suppose I am producing a particular product and I am distributing in the market, but that product is of no use. मतलब लोगों को वो प्रोडक्ट पसंद ही नहीं आया, लोग वो प्रोडक्ट को यूज ही नहीं कर रहे, तो फायदा क्या हुआ? That means your decision of what to produce is wrong. Okay, so don't think that anything you can produce and you will sell in the market. वो गलत है. Okay, please try to understand. When we are talking about what to produce, we have to take a very what kind keen decision or a very tactful decision that क्या produce करना है और कितना करना है, कैसा करना है. क्योंकि we have to produce by using the available resources. Resources तो है, nature में है, environment में है. Again, resources are limited. If you keep on using the resources, they may be what? Exhausted. मतलब खत्म हो जाएगा. Okay, तो हम लोग को सोच समझ के we have to make use of the resources. Okay, so what to produce? Then how to produce? Second question आता है, how we are going to produce? Okay, please see this part. How to produce? How to produce means what factors we are going to use for the production. Achha, we are going to use land, we are going to make use of labor, then we need technology, we need technique, we need money. So how to produce is land चाहिए, okay, land, labor चाहिए, money चाहिए, okay, technology चाहिए. So this is we all need how to produce. So first हम लोग क्या डिस्कस करें? व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस. क्या प्रोड्यूस करना है यूजिंग दी अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेस. फिर हम लोग डिस्कशन करें कैसे प्रोड्यूस करना, हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस. ओके, हाउ टू प्रोड्यूस मीन्स हाउ वी कैन मेक द बेस्ट यूज ऑफ द फैक्टर्स ऑफ प्रोडक्शन. लाइक लैंड है, लेबर है, मनी है, टेक्नोलॉजी है, तो उसको हम लोग एट बेस्ट कैसे यूज करेंगे ताकि हम लोग का प्रोडक्शन बेस्ट हो. एंड थर्ड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज व्हाट? फॉर whom to produce. किसके लिए हम लोग प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं. ओके, फॉर whom to produce. किसके लिए? अपने लिए, दूसरों के लिए या किसके लिए? फॉर whom to produce. So remember these three things. इकोनॉमिक्स टॉक्स अबाउट व्हाट टू प्रोड्यूस, व्हाट में हम लोग प्रोड्यूस क्या करना है, किस चीज का प्रोडक्शन करना है मार्केट में. रिसोर्सेस तो है बट अगेन रिसोर्सेस आर अवेलेबल बट स्केर्स, सो वी हैव टू ऑप्टिमम यूज. ऑप्टिमम का मीनिंग है हम लोग को रिसोर्सेज ऐसा यूज करना है ताकि उसका बेस्ट यूज हो और लॉस बहुत कम है, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी आई हैव टोल्ड यू रिसोर्सेज आर लिमिटेड. इफ यू कीप ऑन यूजिंग द रिसोर्सेज दे विल बी एग्जॉस्टेड. इज इट क्लियर? Then we have to think of how to produce. I told you how to produce. Like क्या क्या चीज यूज करना है, factors of production. Like we have to make use of land, labor, technology. Okay. Then for whom to use you. It's very important that for whom to you produce. Now हम लोग जो भी production कर रहे हैं वो किसके लिए कर रहे हैं? We are doing for the people of the society or we are doing for the people of the nation. So you have to think of producing those commodities, those goods and services which are going to be helpful for the people. As I told you, आप कुछ ऐसा प्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं या कुछ ऐसा सर्विस मार्केट में दे रहे हैं जिससे लोगों को कोई भी फायदा ना हो, तो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. सो किसके लिए आप प्रोड्यूस कर, सपोज हम लोग फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई टेल यू, सपोज जॉनसन कंपनी इज थिंकिंग ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग टैल्कम पाउडर. As you know, Johnson company is well known for this producing all the items for children. So if Johnson company is thinking of producing talcum powder, then it has to keep in mind, उनको सोचना है कि talcum powder किसके लिए, बच्चों के लिए. So how should it be produced? What kind of specific things it needs to do for that particular talcum powder? क्योंकि ये talcum powder बच्चे यूज करेंगे, बड़े यूज नहीं करेंगे. So you should be very particular about your target people or audience who people or the consumers who are actually going to use your products and goods. So for whom you are producing, because suppose I'll give you an example. Suppose India produces suppose we are talking about a luxury class, luxury car. Suppose India produces a car which is 2 crore rupees. Okay. Now suppose a car is produced of 2 crore rupees. Now we have to think that whether this car will be affordable by everyone, whether everyone is going to buy the car by paying 2 crore rupees. This is a big question mark. Okay, because you know in our society we have maximum middle class people, then lower level class, then we have another class that is higher middle class, then rich people are there. So rupees 2 crore is not a small, it's a very big amount. So all may not, like only 5% people may afford to buy this car which is cost is 2 crore rupees. पर अगर आप कुछ ऐसा प्रोड्यूस कर रहे जिसका सपोज there is a car where the cost is only 10 lakhs rupees. Okay, so if the cost of the car is 10 lakh rupees, then many of the people can afford to buy. तो लोग सोच सकते हैं कि हाँ 10 लाख है, चलो हम लोग 5 लाख लोन ले लेते हैं और 5 लाख I can give as cash payment and I can what have the car or enjoy the car. But if I am producing a car which is 2 crore rupees, then it is of waste because it is for only for 5% or 2% of the people. So if you remember, Tata had produced one car, Tata Nano, which was cost was only 1 lakh rupees long back, if you remember. So that the car is still running. Okay, many people are having still. कार का size बहुत छोटा था, but उसका cost 1 lakh था. But many people could afford to buy that car. So my objective is here that what you are producing should be helpful to the people and people should be in a status to consume that product. That is more important. Therefore we are saying economics, in economics we are talking about what to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. So if you are talking about a luxury car where the cost is 2 crore rupees or 3 crore rupees, then it is of no use. Is it clear? So you have to very tactfully think that what I am going to produce, how to produce and for whom to produce. Then only your entire business activity will be profitable and you will be contributing towards the development of the economy. Is it clear? Suppose for a company produces a bicycle of 40,000 rupees. Now 40,000 rupees bicycle, how many people are going to buy? Very few. But if the company produces a bicycle where the cost is 3 to 4,000 rupees, between 3 to 4,000, then people can at least afford to buy a bicycle. So this way you have to think that how to produce, what to produce. First, what to produce using the available resources. Second, how to produce means using land, labor, money, technology. And the last but most important part is for whom you are going to produce. Who are your target consumers? Who are your people? So what is the market situation? So before going for any production process, you have to study the market. What kind of people are there? Whether they will be in a position to buy the product. Whether that product will be helpful. If these things is made clear, then the economic position will be good and people will be highly satisfied using those products and services. Is it clear? Okay. Next we'll discuss some small concepts we'll discuss today. Okay. Next we'll discuss the concept of wealth. See, as I told you, the study of economics, हम लोग बहुत पहले even my introductory class I have told you is according to Adam Smith. Adam Smith is known as the father of economics. Adam Smith told that economics study is about generation of wealth in the society. Then the wealth should be material wealth and the wealth should be generated for the people. But Adam Smith did not discuss about the consumption part that we have already told. Now let us discuss what is this wealth. Okay, we say economics means generation of wealth. Now wealth का मतलब क्या है? Wealth माने क्या है? What is this wealth? Okay, the wealth could be the total stock of goods. Okay, what is wealth? Wealth, you can say the total stock of goods is known as wealth. Okay, what is wealth? The total stock of goods is called as wealth. Now what is this total stock of goods? Now this wealth can again be divided into two parts. What is that? We have one personal wealth is there. Okay, and national wealth is there. Okay, national wealth is there. Okay, so there are two types of wealth. One is your personal wealth, another is the national wealth. Now you try to understand wealth money kya hai? Wealth hai the total stock of goods. Okay, the stock of goods can be anything. Okay, like houses हो सकता है, buildings हो सकता है, furniture, land, money. So when we are talking about total stock of goods, this could be land, okay, furniture, money. Okay, all these things will come under goods. Okay, buildings, furniture, land, cash. Okay, or even the shares of the company can be said as the total stock. So please try to understand what we are discussing. We are actually trying to discuss the concept of wealth because we are saying that the study of economics is all about the generation of wealth. Now wealth का meaning क्या है? Wealth माने total stock of goods. Goods माने क्या है? उसमें land आएगा, furniture आएगा, money आएगा, आपका company का shares आएगा, buildings आएगा. But again this wealth is divided in two parts. One is your personal and national wealth. Personal wealth is which you own by yourself. जो एक individual own करता है. Owned by an individual. Owned by a individual. And this is owned by the country. Okay. Now owned by the individual क्या है? Suppose मेरे पास 2 घर है, एक कार है, okay, एक बहुत बड़ा जगह है. So these are my personal wealth. Okay, I try to understand. Personal wealth is something which I am, the total stock of goods which I am having by myself, that I am owning. Suppose I have bought a plot. अगर बहुत बड़ा जगह है, हम 50,000 देके plot खरीदे. That is my personal wealth. I am having a big house. Okay, the cost of the house is 2 crore rupees. That is my personal wealth. Suppose I am having a car where the cost of the car is 50 lakhs. That is my own personal wealth. So personal wealth क्या है? Personal wealth is the goods which are owned by the individual. National wealth क्या है? These are those stock of wealth, those stock of goods which are not your personal but of the government or of the nation. For example, देखिए parks, hospital, banks, Okay, so and the different public education institutions, universities, वो तो हम लोग का नहीं है, but like it is not my personal, that is developed, owned and built by the government for the betterment of the people. So that is known as national wealth. So we have two categories of wealth, one is a personal wealth, one is a national wealth. So in economics we are trying to understand that ये wealth कैसे produce होगा. Okay, how this wealth can be produced in the market more and more so that people will get the best satisfaction. Okay, and welfare is linked to wealth. Like it is said that अगर wealth generation अच्छा हुआ तो automatically welfare भी, welfare क्यों अच्छा होगा, क्योंकि because of the wealth we are going, suppose we are talking about, say I am talking about buildings, I am talking about furniture, so that should give us some kind of benefit or welfare. Okay, so remember that when we are saying wealth, wealth का meaning क्या है, the total stock of goods. And what is that total stock of good? It may be land, furniture, money, buildings, company shares, etc. But again the concept of wealth is divided into your personal wealth and government wealth or the national wealth, where the personal wealth is what you own by yourself, like your own house, car, your personal properties, okay, and your cash amount, money, all these things are owned by you, that is personal. But when we are coming to the national wealth, like hospitals, education institutions, then libraries, okay, you see around yourself what are there. So these even markets, there are some markets owned by the government, so those are the national property. Even railways, we cannot destroy the national wealth. Okay, so these are the national wealth which are maintained for the common public. Now next comes, this is wealth concept. Second क्या है, money. Money is again a very important concept in economics. So पहला हो गया हम लोग का wealth, second क्या है, money. Now what is money? Money is something which we are exchanging for goods. Okay, see previously when business was going on we had the barter system. आपको याद होगा barter system was there. Barter system means exchange. So पहले जब लोग business करते थे they used to believe in barter system or exchange. Like for example in exchange of 2 kg rice they used to get 1 kg of wheat. So like that was the system. Okay, but what happened, slowly it was found that exchange cannot be done properly or exactly. Suppose I am selling 5 cows. Now in exchange if I get 10 buffaloes also, how the exchange rate is cannot be done accurately or exactly. But for a pretty long time barter system was very successful because people were doing business or the economic was running in the barter system, that is through exchange of goods. But later on it was seen that ये barter system या exchange system काम नहीं देगा. Then the concept of money came into introduction. Okay, the money can be discussed in 3 parts, that is rupee money, credit and the traveler checks. So we have 3 categories. Rupee is there, as we all know, credit card is there, and this is traveler's check. Is it clear? So when we are discussing about money, there are 3 ways. One is rupee notes or the coins that we are using. Then there is credit cards, okay, we are using, and traveler checks. So now what we are discussing is, पहला हो गया wealth आपका, second most important economics हम लोग जो discuss करें money. Now what is money? Money is something which is exchange for a particular good, so which we are giving for a particular good, that is money. Why we are discussing the concept of money? Because the exchange rate which was pretty well going on, it failed because we cannot what you can assume the exact exchange. So what we did is we went for the rupee system. Now rupee system has 3 types. There are rupees are coins which we are using, credit cards and travelers check. These are the 3 categories. Okay, we'll go into deeper part about rupee coin, credit card and other things. Now for the time being, you remember that the first thing which is very important in economics is wealth part, second is money part, and the third is your market. Okay, third is your market. Just we'll finish today this market part. Okay, this is your market. Okay, market means in ordinary language, what is market? Market is a place which goods are sold and bought, that is market. So purchasing and selling of commodity. What is market? Is a place. What is market? A place of purchasing and selling of commodity. Purchasing and selling of commodities is known as market. Is it clear? So we called it as a market. Market, why market is that? Because the market is an appropriate place to sell and produce, to sell and purchase the goods. And market determines the price of the goods and the quantity. See, why we are talking about market? Because through market only we can determine the price of the goods and the quantity of the goods. Two important things are there: price of the goods and quantity of the goods can be determined through the market. So what is market? Market is a place of where purchase and selling of goods is there. So I hope that today we'll stop here. Next class we are going to discuss the other things in details, and we will again talk about the factors of production next class, and then we'll move to the demand and supply theory. Is it clear? So before I wind up, let us have a just recap or what we have discussed today. Actually today we tried to discuss about the traditional difference between traditional and modern approach of economics, first thing. Second, we have tried to elaborate what is the micro and macro system of economics, how it is useful, what is micro, why it is called as micro, what is macro, what is known as macroeconomics, okay, what is the scope and significance. Then we have tried to discuss that in economics what we are exactly trying to do. In economics we are trying to discuss about three important things: what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce. ये three things अगर mind में रहेगा तो economic activity run. And finally we are discussing the important concepts like money, market, and the different concepts of economics, where we have also tried to understand the concepts like constituents of money, what is market, role of market, and what is wealth. Like wealth is again divided into your personal wealth and your national wealth. So with this we'll end today's class. I hope next class will continue and we will discuss in deep the factors of production, and then we'll try to understand the theory of demand and supply. Okay, thank you.